Motorcycle were taken away on a tow truck just a few minutes ago. We were told by officials that the driver and the passenger of the car are expected to be okay. But you can only imagine what they're going through as they wait for updates on the 3-year-old that they were traveling with. He says he's lived in this community for over 30 years. This park used to be a place that he would spend his free time. Now it's gotten so dirty he won't even walk his dog here. One neighbor said off camera that it is usually a quiet block and things like this don't usually happen. But the latest CompStat report from the NYPD states that the 46th precinct has had 17 murders this year compared to 7 this time last year. Right behind me, a massive tree blocks East 228th and Bronx Boulevard. This is just some of the damages seen from the storm. Citywide data says that over 2,000 people died last year of an overdose, and the Bronx is one of the most impacted boroughs. With the pool being closed on this hot summer day, families had to find other ways to keep cool, like going into the sprinklers. The night market makes it possible for local businesses without a storefront to share their talents, like Mia's Cocina, who sold out only a couple hours after opening. Local leaders say with the new court, the hope is to host tournaments and skills camps, making this a basketball hub for the community. Even with her mother's diagnosis, her mother continues to oversee the authentic dishes made in the restaurant every single day, making sure they keep that same traditional Puerto Rican feel that they started with 30 years ago. Organizers are giving out information on the importance of voting local. And to top it off, there's a DJ and free chopped cheeses to those who come out and pledge.
A beautiful soul. He has twin daughters. They live on my floor. I see him every day.
Police say shots went off around 6:30 p.m. outside of a playground right next to 1600 Sedgwick Avenue, leaving Miguel Cruz dead after being shot in the head. Rhonda Rivera tells us Cruz was well known in the building, having lived there most of his life.
He gives love every time he sees you. He goes to work every day. He loves his mother, his sister, his family.
He worked at a nearby hospital. She said he recently moved back into the building to be closer to his family. One neighbor said off camera that it is usually a quiet block and things like this don't usually happen. But the latest CompStat report from the NYPD states that the 46th precinct has had 17 murders this year compared to 7 this time last year.
But in this last year, the violence has kind of doubled up.
Compton knew Cruz personally, saying he was an upstanding person in the community and his death will affect the entire building.
Put all guns down. Let's try to find some peace, and just try to get along.
Police tell us this is an ongoing investigation as they try to find the suspects who killed Miguel Cruz. Anyone with information is urged to call Crime Stoppers. In Morris Heights, Jodi-Juliana Powell, News 12. The Bronx. Police and firefighters responded to the scene where the driver of the motorcycle was found dead. In this video sent to News 12 by someone at the scene, you can see just how devastating the aftermath was, with the car and motorcycle in pieces and even a body covered in a towel, lying in the middle of Pelham Parkway. As for that 3-year-old girl, we're told she was sitting in the back seat. You can see on your screen just how bad that part of the car is after the motorcycle struck. And police tell us she is now fighting for her life in the hospital. She's not the only one. Police say the female passenger on the motorcycle is also in critical condition. Officers add, the driver and the passenger of the car were taken to the hospital in stable condition. The car and the motorcycle were taken away on a tow truck just a few minutes ago. We were told by officials that the driver and the passenger of the car are expected to be okay. But you can only imagine what they're going through as they wait for updates on the 3-year-old that they were traveling with. From Pelham Parkway, Jodi-Juliana Powell, News 12, The Bronx. A line wrapped around the building to get help at NYCHA's Customer Contact Center on Fordham Road. Dimari Martes said she was turned away yesterday and told to come this morning.
She said to come on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You could walk in.
But when she walked in,
the security guard, the tall one, said, no, you gotta have an appointment.
The sign outside says customers need to make an appointment, but the automated system,
The CCC walk-in centers located at 478 East Fordham Plaza, Bronx, are open to the public. Appointments are recommended to reduce wait times.
recommended but not required, which is what those waiting in line were confused about.
People were standing outside at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. They didn't let nobody in.
She says she experienced the same thing last week after waiting.
At 2 o'clock, they told everybody to go home.
She says she was turned away after calling News 12, and within the hour of us arriving today, we saw action. Security started letting people walk in, 5 at a time.
That's it, right here.
NYCHA did not directly answer our questions about the center not letting people in. A source with the agency says they recommend their customers to make an appointment if they want to avoid a long wait time. In Fordham, Jodi-Juliana Powell, News 12, The Bronx.